Not once.
All right. I can reveal that the last person voted out and will be joining the jury is Chell. Chell. Perfect. All right. Congrats, Jonathan and Tina. You had the social ability, the strategic skills, and of course the winning moves to make it to the final two of tonight's game. You should be very proud. You will now have each jury member ask one and only one question to either of you to help them determine who should win the game. Then you will have no more than 3 minutes to make your case as to why you should win. Then we will have the jury vote for a winner. That person will be tonight's champion, win the $50, and the admiration of everyone in the game. The order of who will make their case will be randomly determined. We will start with the jury members, and then we'll let you do your final pitch. So, um, we will start with Adam D.
Great, thank you. Congratulations. I can only ask one person one question, Phil. Is that accurate?
One person, one question.
Okay, I'm going to ask Tina my question. Tina, can you tell me about the most decisive decision that you made in this game that you talked about and followed through with?
My most des decisive decision was to actually go with the blue team and let them use me for a vote because I knew that yellow and red didn't quite have it together enough based on the erratic way that Chris was talking about people. I knew that we were going to fall apart real quick and I needed to stay on the right side of the numbers. So I made that decision. Not proud of it, but I did it and it worked out for me. So that is my turning point in this game.
Thank you. All right. David. We can't hear you right now, David, if you're talking.
Sorry, I had double mute on. My fault. Um, let's repeat the question with Jonathan. What was your most decisive move or biggest swing in the game for you?
I feel like I have a lot, which I'll discuss afterwards, but I would say my biggest moves ish was kind of getting close to those people that I think could potentially have come into this game with with targeting me. And that was I wanted to get closer somehow with Tina, with Patrice, with Adam P. And not that I got the closest with some of those people, but I didn't want to come on too strong. But I wanted to get closer, and I tried to work those relationships. And ultimately, I mean, I know Tina's, has Tina will is like me. She'll put names out there. I'll put names out there if needed. But you can play hard and fast sometimes, and sometimes you have to take a backseat. But I knew if I got on, and I know Patrice, everyone loves Patrice. So I knew that if I'm protected by these people, there's many people who told me that they would never vote for me and they didn't. Many people, not just one or two, many. And so I cushioned myself by surrounding myself and placing myself in a situation where I was building relationships as much as I needed to. So at the varying levels. And that I think was my biggest move.
Thank you. Jessica.
Oh, hi guys. I'm gonna steal uh David's strategy for question asking, and I'm gonna go to Jonathan and ask him heads or tails.
Tails.
Tails?
Tails.
Okay. Thank you.
Tiffany.
My question is for Jonathan. Not that I don't appreciate you saving me, But why did you choose to not save Tina?
I knew that I feel like we had a little bit of a connection before coming into this game on some level. And I also knew that for me, I didn't want to save any of the yellow because I feel like the yellow was targeted so much, even though in my mind I was working with yellow. And I thought that I genuinely thought that if I didn't save you, I didn't know if you had those connections, and maybe you do, but I didn't know that you had those connections in this game to not be near the end. And I felt that if I showed you that kind of olive branch of saving you, you would be loyal to me, and you were someone that I hadn't necessarily connected to in this game as much as some other people, hadn't spoken to you as much. So it was an instant connection, kind of a give and take kind of a thing. So that's why I saved you for multiple reasons.
Perfect.
Let's go to Patrice.
Hello, guys. Congrats to both of you. Jonathan, you explained how you did the strategy you had and who you aligned with. I want to hear the same thing from Tina because we pretty much didn't talk game at all. So I don't know what you did to actually help move yourself further in the game.
Right. I have played these games for about 15 years, and I've always been very outspoken and in everybody's face, and it fails me every single time. So this game, I decided to quiet down, play it a little bit quieter, and let everybody else throw names out, and let everybody else come to me and say, hey, let's work together. And it worked to my advantage this time. So instead of always being the one trying to forge the way ahead and throw names out, I let you guys throw the names out. I let you guys form the strategies. And then I would come and say, you know what? I think you nailed it. I love that. I love the way you're playing. So what I did was finesse the group. I took a different approach and let you guys choose me instead of me choosing you. And it worked. It worked. You guys played right in. So yeah.
Adam P.
My question is for Jonathan. Jonathan, what what qualities do you think that you have over Tina that would make you a better player?
I think I think Tina and I are very similar as people, and I think that's why sometimes we might clash. But I do think that I am very savvy to relationships, what's happening, seeing who is connected to who, even though pretending I don't see it. Suggesting, like Tina was saying, finessing as well, and suggesting to people, allowing people to be like, okay, it's whoever you want this round. And then other times being like, well, this going to another room, but like, well, this person is saying this person, and maybe this, and watch out for this. I did that the whole game, and no one clocked me. And the fact that you guys let me get to the end is wild to me. I never thought it would happen because I'm usually deemed like quite a bit of a threat. And so, yeah, I worked every angle, and I made sure I was jumping around or staying still sometimes when needing to. And I think I did it at a level that is more than my competitor who's up next to me. But not to say that she didn't do it, because she did. But I trust me when I say I was working every moment of this game whenever I could. And I was the first yellow to be by themselves. There was two reds and multiple blues left. Nothing fell short on me. I also won, that last game and the luck one, but also the one before that. I earned my way here.
All right, and Chell.
Okay. My question is for Jonathan. In 250 words to 500 words, why am I the best? No, I'm kidding. Okay. So truly, I knew going into the final three that you guys were tight. I knew that I was at a disadvantage, and that's why I kind of forced the game to chance. Again, wheel spins are not my forte, but had I won the wheel spin and had I chose Tina, who would your vote have gone to?
Ooh, that's a good question, but I
Ooh.
do believe that you both would have chosen me. And maybe that's a very kind of cocky move, but I feel like I positioned myself in a situation where you were both going to choose me. So I was kind of hoping not to win, to be honest with you, that last game. Um, but who would I have voted for? Tina or you? Um, I would say that honestly, I think Tina has a bigger target on her back, which is probably why I took her to the end because I wanted to win against, if I win against someone who is like the biggest, baddest kind of a, you know what I mean? And not to say that you aren't, but I'm just saying for me, it was like Tina had a little bit more blood on her hands, perhaps. I think I had the most. Um, and that's probably who I voted for, but I would have listened to what you both had to say, would have listened to the questions and made my decision upon that fairly.
I saw my camera off. I was nodding the whole time. Okay.
Awesome. Okay. Obviously, just with time and everything, keep everything as brief as possible, but do make sure you get your points out. This is your last chance to convince the jury to vote for you to win. We are going to start with Jonathan.
I'm going to reiterate what I said. I positioned myself in a solid group with yellow, as a lot of us did. We tried to work with red. When people slipped up, like Chris, and said he was going to vote for me in a round that he couldn't vote for me, I made sure to target Chris. Eventually, Chris went. Was I successful the first time around? No, but I made sure that I threw names out there. I suggested a lot of people when I needed to, and I do think I have the most blood on my hands. I was in the weakest position in the sense of not having my original 11 or yellow tribe again initially, or your team, by them being voted out first beyond me. I was the last surviving yellow. And I just think that at the end of the day, I did more than Tina did. I made the tough decisions. I had, again, at the end, I made that final call. Before that, I mean, I was almost voted out, but it went to a tie. I think I was strategic when I needed to be. I think I was suggestive when I needed to be. And I do honestly believe I deserve this win. And if you think I do as well, I will gladly receive your vote. But if you think it's Tina, I respect that too.
And over to Tina.
Thank you, Jonathan. But I think you're not giving me enough credit for moves I made that people didn't even know that I made. I pretty much single-handedly was responsible for Jessica being put on the jury by my suggestion of her being a sniper on top of a building, nailing us off one by one. And somebody took her out based on what I said. My moves in this game were subtle, they were suggestive, and you guys followed every suggestion I threw out there. So I may not have been like in your face throwing names out and suggesting things. I was a little bit more subtle. And that was my point in this game, was to not be an in-your-face, loud, extroverted kind of player. I wanted to sit back this time and see how that worked for me. And so far, what I'm seeing is it worked well. So Jonathan is an excellent player. We had an alliance from day number one. I said I would never write his name down. I never did. I took a coin, one, rather than write his name down. You should all know that we were in a room together and he did write my name down rather than take a coin. So loyalty is number one to me. When I give you a promise, I'm going to stick by that promise. And I stuck by all my promises through this whole game this evening. So I hope you appreciate the way I played the game. I played it with honesty, integrity, and flying underneath the radar, yet manipulating all of you. So I think I played the best.
All right, thank you. Please mute. All right, everybody on the jury, please message me the name of the person you want to see win tonight's Zoom Rooms of Doom game.
I'm very happy to lose to you, Tina, if I don't win.
All right.
Jonathan, you played a beautiful game, and don't even say that.
Well, I hope everyone had fun tonight. It was truly a great game played. I really enjoyed running this. I hope that you will tell your friends you had fun. Everybody can come on camera if they want. Uh, and definitely, we would love to have any of you come back and play, and any of your friends or family or contacts that in that games world come out and play. It would be great to have maybe even a best of best champion game one day. I will be opening my next Zoom Rooms of Doom on Sunday, July 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so for the afternoon. Again, viewers, the application link is in the link below. Tonight's video will be on YouTube at some point soon, and I will let the people playing see it if you want to see what was happening in the other rooms behind your back. Please remember it was just a game and not get caught up in any of the drama. Feel free to share the link and like and subscribe, maybe, on YouTube. I could go up into double digits, maybe. All right. Thank you again to everyone for playing. I know the game does run a little long, but I do hope that you had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed watching you all play, and also enjoyed watching the people who went early. We miss you, and we hope you will play again. So here we go. The winner of tonight's Zoom Rooms of Doom game, with 5 of the votes to win, is Jonathan. Congrats, Jonathan. A great game played. I hope that everyone had a great night. See you soon.